Well, after a rainy start to the day, that rain starting to finally break up a bit and give us a little bit of relief on this Saturday morning. If you're just joining us, I hope your day is off to a great start, maybe getting some good sleep in with that rain. I was about to say, the thunder, the lightning, I mean, I'd have woken up and gone immediately back to sleep if I didn't have to be here, Galen. A good storm nap, you don't love those? I love a good storm nap. Well, you could take one later, but you'd have to wait till much later on in the day because we have a lot of kind of dry time sandwiched between some of the rain and storms we had earlier. In fact, you were asking me a second ago, will we be sunny for the rest of the day? Easy answer is no. We will actually be partly to mostly cloudy, but we are already seeing some sunshine peek through the clouds. So at least it looks better than how gloomy it was earlier. That's one of our shots from Monroe. That's the other. And you see Kannapolis and Dallas. Again, still some cloudy skies, but not nearly as bad as earlier. In fact, really our only leftover storms are these in eastern Chesterfield County and over toward Richmond County. If you head a little bit further up to the north, we're just seeing some light rain for parts here of Rowan and Stanley County and Iredell, Alexander, Burke, Caldwell, and even some light to moderate showers kind of redeveloping here for Cleveland, Gaston County, and York County. But if you had plans to head to the Geo Museum today at 10 o'clock to see the WCNC weather team, don't let this rain kind of, not make you want to go. I'm telling you, this is just rain. We've had a lot of stability based on the earlier storm. So with a more stable atmosphere, most of this morning activity will be just showers. And that'll be at least for the next 2 hours or so. By the afternoon, after we get some of that daytime heating, there is a chance that some of those storms could redevelop and some could become strong east of Charlotte. But I really think for most of Mecklenburg County, most of the metro, we really are seeing a very low, if not zero risk for additional strong storms. And you can kind of see where they're expected to set up here later on today. Look at the large hail probability. Again, shaded in yellow, that's eastern Anson County into Chesterfield and Richmond County. It's pretty much the same for the large hail potential, the damaging winds potential too, and even that tornado risk here of a quick spin up is well to our east. So if you watched earlier this morning or maybe even last night with Brad, you might notice that this map looks a little bit different. The Storm Prediction Center has actually shaved off a lot of our area from that risk. So you gotta love that. I actually paused this specifically around 9:30, 10 o'clock to show you guys how well this particular model right now is kind of doing with our rain this morning. It didn't do great earlier, but right now it's looking a lot better. See how the storms are off to the east where I just showed you in parts of Chesterfield, Rowan counties, and some of those showers off to the west. So I have pretty good grasp here, I think, on what's going to happen later on this morning. So again, we see some scattered showers, so we're not completely dry, still some clouds around, but some sunshine too. And then see how as we get closer to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, see how some of those storms kind of redevelop on the tail end of that cold front moving in. I think that's when we could see that secondary opportunity for some storms. We are good to go. We are dry by 5, 6 o'clock. Cold front has moved through at that point, and we are setting up for a cooler and drier evening and overnight into Sunday. So if you have plans to be outside later on this afternoon, again, low in rain chances. I really think we're mostly dry by 4, but I'm keeping that 20% in just to be safe. But by 5, 6, 7, we're good to go. So kickoff there for Charlotte FC's home match at 7:30. I think we'll be in the upper 60s, dry air, mostly sunny. The one thing though, as you're stepping out this morning and you're thinking, oh, it's still a little bit muggy out here, it will get cool, especially once the sun goes down after 8 o'clock this evening. So make sure you're preparing for, I don't know, the walk to the car, maybe the walk back to the light rail, or maybe you plan on hanging out in Uptown for a few extra hours after the match is over. You will probably want some kind of light jacket. Temperatures for Sunday morning will actually be in the mid 40s, so pretty seasonable, if not slightly cooler for this time of year. Upper 60s to near 70 degrees tomorrow afternoon, as it is my pick of the week. I mean, truthfully, the weather tomorrow could not be better. Drier air in place too, which means no extra hairspray needed. And we keep that trend going for Monday and Tuesday.